So you think you've seen and heard just about everything in the audio world. You've been to all the shows, you've been to the showrooms, you've flipped through all of the Music Direct catalogs. You're an expert. Well, I think I've got something that maybe you haven't seen yet. In fact, we've got to go all the way back to 2004 when it was released. That's right, this little package right here. Back in 2004, when the Pontiac Aztec ruled the highways and CDs ruled your stereo system. We've got something really interesting to show you today on the United States of Analog. Hi, I'm Bob and you are in the United States of Analog. And I really want to show you what's in here because I rediscovered it recently up in my attic. I forgot I had this for many years. I promise I'll open it up and show you what's inside if you would do me a favor and subscribe and potentially and hopefully like this video somewhere along the line. All right, so the story goes, I was up in the attic a few days ago searching for, I don't know, either my youth or maybe an audio cable or something, and I stumbled upon this triangular shaped nylon bag with a carrying strap that looks like maybe it would hold a ukulele or something. It's about, I don't know, 13 inches tall. Something in here. There were some cables in here. Well, let me just open it up because you've promised to subscribe. So I've got to fulfill my half of that deal. There's two of these inside. Two of these inside the bag. This is from a company, and I think they were based in England, called Sonic Impact. Back in 2004, they released this kit. Now, I found it at an end aisle, you know, one of those clearance end aisles in the audio-video section at Target. And I snapped up two of these. They were in plastic with the Sonic Impact logo and all that. I can't remember what they called it, some kind of portable stereo system, but yeah, your eyes are not deceiving you. These are cardboard speakers, and they have this kind of lightweight automobile grade speaker wire permanently attached to the driver inside, and we'll talk about that driver in just a second. This speaker is called the NXT flat panel from Sonic Impact, and it unfolds. Let me move this out of the way. And you set it on your desktop or on your picnic table. I'm not sure what intended usage this was for. Oh, that almost fell. I'm telling you, this is complicated. It's complicated, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, this goes, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Something like, where does this panel go? You pull this flap out and connect that on the bottom, and there you go. You've got this kind of obelisk. Is that the right term? I think it faces this way. This is a speaker, and inside is what they call a sound pad. Here's a picture I took of the sound pad so that you can see it. It's permanently attached to the inside front panel here, probably glued on, and it vibrates and it makes sound and it transmits the music, you know, through the cardboard, by the cardboard, in the cardboard. I don't know. I don't know how it all works. It's kind of a novel idea. I don't know, again, what it was designed for, what its purpose was. I know it's portable. Yeah, most of my out-of-house listening is in the pool or in the car, so certainly this is not appropriate for the car, and I don't know if cardboard and water mix, so I don't know if it's appropriate for poolside, but maybe for a family picnic or something. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking, but they must have been something in the day back in 2004 when they were released, because Gary Krakow, remember that name? The reviewer used to do stuff for like NBC News online. He did a review of these Sonic Impact speakers on NBC News Online, and he didn't exactly rave about them, but he thought they sounded pretty good, and he gave some tips, like maybe placing them on a towel, because they do tend to vibrate against whatever surface you have them on. So if you can put it on something soft like a mat. I actually took some rubber feet that I had and put one under each of the three corners here, and that helped the sound a great deal. But it's still, once you hit a certain volume level, these will start to vibrate. But that review is still available online, and you can check it out. Just search Gary Krakow and Sonic Impact speakers. They're about 13 inches tall. They're about a foot wide at the base at their widest part, and two came in this package along with this. Now this is the star of the show. This is a Sonic Impact T-Amp, rated at 15 watts per channel at 8 ohms. Now, take that for what it's worth. From what I gather, it pumps out between maybe 5 and 6 at 8 ohms, at decent distortion levels. But yeah, this is the amp that came included with this portable cardboard stereo kit. Now, I've used this amp over the years. In fact, I have a couple of them. T-amps were all the rage. T-amps were all the rage back in 2004, 2005. It's some kind of hybrid. Well, let me read you the description while you look at some glamour shots of the Sonic Impact T-amp. So what I can gather, the Class T amplifier known as a tri-path amplifier is the type of audio amplifier that combines Class D and Class T technologies. It utilizes a pulse width modulation approach. Easy for you to say. Similar to Class D amplifiers to achieve high efficiency, and it incorporates proprietary digital feedback and switching techniques developed by tri-path technology. There you go. That's way above my pay grade. I'm just an enthusiast, not an engineer. Okay, so now, you know what I know about the Sonic Impact T-Amp. Here it is. I've used this in all kinds of applications. It takes 8 AA batteries or a 12-volt power supply. And luckily I had a 12-volt power supply from an old modem. But when you put batteries in here, supposedly you get a lot cleaner sound. And it has, it's real simple. It's got spring-loaded cheap terminals here for your speakers. It's got a mini jack audio input, 3.5 millimeter, I think that is. And just an on-off volume button right here that clicks. It weighs in at about 6 ounces. I mean, it's ridiculous. But I've connected this thing over the years to everything from, these sound panels here, these flat panels. I've always wanted flat panel speakers, but I don't know if these are my end-all. Yeah, I've connected these to Klipsch Heresies. I've connected these to the Sony SSCS5, the Metas, LS50 Metas from KEF. What other speakers? Oh yeah, I've got these, they're in storage right now, but I used to connect this quite often to a pair of Horn Shop horn speakers that were made for me, hand-built for me by the Horn Shop. I believe they were in North Carolina back in the day. Again, you can do your research on those and see what those look like. I mean, really get some great sound level out of it. Very clean. You can also, while you're doing your research on all this stuff that I'm talking about, you can also look up a review that was done on this amp at a website called Six Moons. I don't think they're around anymore, but they used to do a lot of audio reviews and things like that. And they were very high on T-amps. And in fact, they were saying that T-amps were the future, could be the future. I don't think they are the future, though I do think you can probably still get a T-amp on Parts Express. I think you can still play around. They're fun to play around with. And there's literally nothing inside here. Again, I don't want to take it apart because you got to remove these little tiny rubber feet here that really don't do anything. And take 4 screws out, and there's not much in here. I mean, I've looked, and there's not much. There's a few small audio components in there, but it's amazing the amount of sound that you can get out of this, and it's pretty clean, punchy sound. Now, listen, again, we have fun here on the United States of Analog. We do some high-end stuff. I've got a high-end system upstairs, a reference system. Well, not super high-end, but you know what I mean, my reference system. So, we're going to do serious stuff here, but sometimes it's just fun to take something like this and take something like this or take something like this and connect it to some other speakers, create a little Frankenstein system like I've assembled here with a mini disc player and a Weem mini streamer and that monster DAC that I reviewed. I'll put the link to that review here. And just have some fun, right? Play around. And actually it sounds pretty good. I've been playing some Norah Jones' Come Away With Me through the streamer, Randy Newman's Songbook through the mini disc player, and both of those are kind of mid-rangey, kind of jazzy vocal albums, and they came through loud and clear because, you know, the mid-range is going to be pretty decent here. You're not going to get a super amount of bass, just depending on how you've got it set up, but, you know, those sounded really good, and I was getting those elements of high fidelity as I was listening. I was getting those little, you know, little tinges of just good sound every once in a while. I go, you know what, this is not too bad for a $15. This whole package, I think when I bought it was probably $25, $25 clearance. I mean, this amp is probably, I think it listed for like $30, $39, something like that, but then you could get them for $15. I'll tell you where it really shined, though, is when I streamed Stevie Ray Vaughan's Tin Pan Alley. Now, that record, there's something about that. That has become my test track for just about everything. That's my main test track lately. Actually, I'm friends with Chris Layton, the drummer of Double Trouble. I've known him for many, many years through his bands, Archangels and Storyville and Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble. And I asked him, I said, why is Tin Pan Alley so great? Why does it sound so amazing? And, you know, outside of the production, which can make or break a record, he said to me it was the room. It was the room that was really different. And, you know, the recording space. And you get that space in here. You get all that detail of Stevie's guitar, his vocals, Chris's drumming, the air in the room, the air between the instruments. You can get it with this. You get those elements of high fidelity sound, audiophile sound with this, with certain speakers. A little tough to drive the LS50 Metas. The Sony SSCS5s, fine. Great detail. Amazing detail. This is a detail hog. This little $15 amp is a detail hog. What do you got to lose? Look for one of these on eBay and play around with it. I think you'll be delightfully surprised. But I can't say enough about that track. It sounded great on a Sonic T amp. Again, I'm not going to build an audiophile system around that. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'm smarter than that. And again, once again, just to speak to that Stevie Ray Vaughan track, if you've got a system that you're not super proud of, maybe you haven't got your dream system yet, you're waiting for your ship to come in, you're waiting for the lottery win, but you got people coming over and you want to impress your friends with the system you have, put on Tin Pan Alley by Stevie Ray Vaughan, whatever version that you can, you know, get the best version you can, stream it, whatever, and it will at least make your system sound the best it will ever sound. Okay? I promise you that. Check it out. Amaze your friends. That is my quick look at 2004's Sonic Impact portable system featuring these NXT flat panel sound pack speakers as reviewed by Gary Krakow of NBC News in 2004 in the age of the CD and the age of the Pontiac Aztec. I hope you enjoyed this. This is part of a series I hope to continue called Yestergear. And in the coming months and hopefully years, I'll bring you more stuff from the past, from my own collection and things we'll find out here in the Austin market at various vintage equipment stores and things like that. So thanks for joining me. Appreciate you being here in the United States of Analog, and we'll see you very, very soon.